Hello, everyone. I am here to do a little review here of a body of work or an EP by an artist based out of Chicago. His name is Kai or Kyle Carlquist is his real name. And he has a new EP out. It came out several weeks ago, actually, at the beginning of August. But because I was on a bit of a hiatus, I'm only getting to it now. And he did actually reach out to me and ask that I check out his music and possibly do a feature on this channel for it. And I just again want to precursor this because I have already covered his the single Angels, which is off of this EP, earlier this summer. That it's not common that I'm going to do things like this. It's just every now and then I will get a suggestion and I might just really resonate with it and think, you know what, I'm going to just sit down and film a video. So I don't know how to say this without maybe coming across a little bit like, but I'm not necessarily asking for suggestions. I mean, I really wish I could. I just do not have the time. So I just want to preface that. I'm not saying I won't do this again in the future, but it's just not going to be common. So I definitely want to broaden my horizons however I can. But it's hard. It's just hard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't, cover everything that deserves to be covered because there's so much great music out there. So this EP is called Breathe Again. There are 4 songs on it, and he released one every 2 weeks this past summer. And I've already talked about Angels, so I will link in the description my review of that song, so I won't spend too much time talking about that one. But I was really interested after hearing that song, and that's why I was like, this is an artist I need to keep my eye on because these independent electronic artists who have music that tends to be about a theme about personal resilience, fighting the fear and negativity, the inner saboteur, and breaking free from that. That's a theme that I think I'll always find a real affinity for. And so I find these songs to be very cathartic in their expression of optimism out of a darker place. The second track that was released, titled Run, I think might be my favorite out of these 4 songs. And I think it's really interesting that sonically, definitely an electronic artist that we're talking about here, very adept production here with the electronic work. But what's interesting is that, I think that the choruses are the places where the sound really kind of simplifies to just this grand piano swelling ambient reverb doused vocal. And we don't get so much electronic beat work, but we get a lot of that in the verses instead. Usually, you would expect it to be a bit the other way around. Like you'd expect this big drop and like these heavier beats to come in the chorus. And it does do that in Angels. And also in Flesh, which is track 3, but in Run and in the final track Sunrise, it's a bit of the reverse. And I actually prefer those 2 songs just primarily because of that style, because those choruses just open up and really invite you in. The very simplistic melody, but repeated in such an inviting way, I think just adds an element of memorability, but also of weight to this song conceptually. Singing about constantly running away from your problems. Sort of like an inner monologue singing about, for the lyrics, what you do to yourself to kind of avoid dealing with the darker aspects of what's causing you to have sort of blockages of your higher awareness or your ability to overcome your own darkness, and also a bit of a narrative of returning to past vices. He even mentions false gods will leave you laying on the ground. That can allude to a lot of different things, but things that, habits that you really should break, and systems that you really need to disentangle yourself from to fully escape, overcome, and breathe again, which is, of course, the thesis of this record. Track 3, My Flesh, I really feel like a Green Day influence, like with the vocals. I mean, he has a very similar sounding vocal to that lead vocal. And the production gets a lot more electronic on this one, a lot more experimental, a bit video game, which I think is interesting. Hope fills the air of a new morning, he sings on the song Sunrise, which actually lyrically references the EP title Breathe Again. So I find this closing track to be the song that really, I think, sold me the most on like wanting to keep an eye on his music going forward. because it just builds on what I love about Run. And this song has this gorgeous gothic melody that kind of carries over the piano. The piano chords are a bit trepidatious. And they fit well with this sort of anxious, approaching, tentative new dawn feeling of what is today going to bring for me? Is this is something good potentially about to happen? So come and see. Now you're free, free to breathe again. And that's repeated like a mantra throughout most of this song. And then it ends with this beautiful ambient bird song, kind of placing you in the deep forest, which was exactly where my head was when I was listening to this track. So it was just so serendipitous. And so I really do. I just really recommend you give this EP a listen because it feeds the escapist muse inside of you that has so much in the lyrics that can be relatable and hard hitting, and a good blend of more experimental with traditional production. So it's like a really interesting treat. So I highly recommend you check out this project. And I hope this review did it justice. Kai, if you're watching, I always feel a little bit nervous when I'm reviewing a body of work that I know the person who's making it is actually possibly going to be watching my review of it. But anyway, like I said, I hope this does it justice. And I will see you all in a future review. And I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day. If you enjoyed, please give it a like. It really helps me out. And subscribe if you are new here to this channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace, love, and light. Bye.